Hi everyone. You're gonna listen to this now or later. It's gonna be always now. And today's topic it's about the root of all suffering throughout the ages. Many sages, many wise people left us crumbs after crumbs, messages, saying, images. It's filled with them. And these are pointing to a one that we are the original sin. The original sin. It's nothing but perception. This is one of my paintings. It's the distortion of perception, and this is what I want to talk about and share with you my own finding. There's a story. There's the story of creation that goes like this, that once upon a time, creation itself was floating or being and was expanding and everything it wanted, it created. Everything desired, it created. Everything. And like this went forever and ever and ever. This is just a story. You can take it literally or you just can play with this. Where I'm going with this to the now, because this once upon a time, it's now. It has always been now. Right now, right here, this creation. It's right here with us all. Yet what's happened? Falling into this density. And I'm starting from this point where the one was split into two. And each split holding this vibratory thought form of separation, it split itself into two and itself into two and so on. And you go back into the past where actually it's now. And imagine the other part, it split itself. And this concept of two, where one split itself and look itself. This is the original distortion where everything, and it out of love creation created itself. What is creation but splitting of itself? Just as a painting, it's a splitting. In a way, everything that we do, we are splitting. And you can see this in your hands if you hold two opposites, two paradoxes. One part of me wants this and another part of me wants this. And the real suffering, the real problem, or the real challenge, I rather said, it lies in the separation, the illusion of separation. The world is splitting. You see in so many different ways we're splitting. We call it black and white. We call it up and down. We call it male and female. We call it Democrats. We call Democrats and Republicans. Everything gets split. Yet this is where the most uncomfortable, if you split yourself, you're torturing ourselves. We have one idea of this and one idea of this. This happened between people, between nations, between groups, organization, and each one holding it its side, saying this is right. And then the opposite saying I'm right. And they stand here like, yet this creation is fluid. It's gonna push us through the original point of creation. I work with the Da Vinci spiral. It's a flow, it's a movement. how creation create, how you create, and much more. And the Da Vinci Spiral, it's so many things. It's channeling, put together, intuitive work, science, mathematics, so much more to map your personal journey. So finally, you can start the journey to the self. And when do we change? But when we are pushed to the corner, when we are on our knees, when we really make a shift, when something traumatic, something challenging happen. I'm privileged, yes, from this point. I can feel privileged to be able to experience extreme experiences that brought me on my knees to break myself. And I bless each and every person, the other me, for my awakening, for my realizing, come back again. So the two sides, and everything that you experience as challenge, it's only because of one thing, because there's a illusion that there's somebody else outside of me. I put together the energy games many years ago, and I would like you to play with me if you're drawn to this. Just imagine, nothing serious. You started very playful. Imagine you suddenly find yourself in a mirror reality, and you know that everything that you see, it's you and you and you. And our concept of, oh my God, somebody's up there. They know more, they have more, they are more, they're more beautiful, more powerful, more. Everything what we consider more, we can put it up there. And we do put it intuitively, automatically on pedestal. More sexy, more lovable, more richer, more amazing. And everything that we look as amazing, we are like, wow, we are in awe. We look up, our heroes with superpower. Wow. And immediately we separate, put them in the pedestal. Just look in your life. Who have you put on this pedestal? Who do you look up and say, oh my God? And we will talk more about this. Now I'm going to take you to the other level. You go down. And just for you, see who you have looked down. The poor people, the assholes, sweet assholes, as I call them. Everybody that you have condemned, everybody that you look down, we all been here, all of us, no exception. Even the most purest person on this planet has looked at one point someone down. Nothing wrong with this. The whole point here is to start as you play this game and you look, this is me, and this is me, and this is me, and this is me. That's why it's an energy game. You just play it in your head. And when you start to play this, what will happen? What will happen? And the more you pretend, you infuse yourself, you forget yourself in this game, and you start really to play. And tomorrow somebody's gonna cross your car, and instead of you going in rage, you're gonna smile and say, oh my God, this sweet asshole of me. This is me. This is me. What we do, we start to shift the people and you might not remember immediately, but you will at one point snap and start to laugh and see that what you actually did, you claim it as yours and you put it in your heart. especially, and then you can start to go deeper into people that you think they hurt you. The concept of the one splitting itself and looking at itself and pretending that it's hurting itself. So the one that you think it's only appearance that they're hurting you, as you bring them in your heart, you start to close the gap. And the gap, it's within. The same principle you use, and everybody that you look up, the next time you see your hero on the TV, say, this is me, I claim you. This is me, I claim you. This is me, I claim you. And we start to close this gap. This is the inner gap, the split. And if you only do this, play this game in your head, and you start to apply it in everyday situation with everyone, you don't even need to say anything, you just do it. Do it constantly. This is me. This is me. This is what I'm telling you. It does not come from me. It comes from this one. We call it many names. We call it many. And I'm just rereading a very dear book of mine to again remind me. And this is the raw material, the law of one, to remind me, because we forget, to start to bridge this gap, to close it. Whatever arises as a feeling, as emotion, and if you hold two opposite ideas of whatever it is, you can use any emotion that arises, because right now we're in purification. I call it in the laundry. In my country, the ancient way to do laundry by hand, you take the white and you beat the white in the water until it gets pure. And I made a very cute, funny video, yet very powerful, that we are in this process of laundering, purifying. It's like, it feels like somebody beats you, yet it's not to hurt you. It's not to hurt you, to purify us, to be more lighter, more clear. It purifies us from our wrong idea of our separation. And when the beating gets, but who is beating who? Nobody is beating us. But we, on the base of the wrong idea that we are separated, we beat our own self. We do everything to ourselves. So I see you. We can do a little breathing, breathe in. You expand. This is like the spiral meditation. Breathe in. You expand and you feel yourself with, you become multidimensional point. You become every single person that you have experienced. And if you do this slowly, deliberately, breathe in, as you breathe in, consciously collect all the people, all events, everything that you think you are, have, and being, doing, everything. Just breathing, you become the whole earth. Breathing, you become the whole universe. Breathing, you expand. As you breathe in, you come on this planet alive. Breathing, it's the act of manifestation. Breathing, it's the fullness of the visible. Breathing, it's the visible that we see. Matter. As well, work with the two crosses. One cross is energy and matter, that take their finite energy and matter to create an earthly experience. And the other cross, it's time and space. So breathing and this energy and matter as collide, you manifest. And there's a pose. There's a pose, and in this pose, you can stop. And as you stop, something starts to happen. This is I'm explaining a very ancient technique of breathing, yet as a background. As you do it, you can infuse this concept, because these three simple steps, breathe in, pause, and breathe out, you can put the whole creation within these three steps and use it and apply it for many different things in your life, many aspects of the one that you are. So breathe in and become all that you can imagine. Breathe in, all of you, and feel all of you, the up and the down. Every human being, every creature, every element of creation, every force, everything that you could imagine, just breathe it in and contain. And as you stay in this pose, doesn't matter how long you stay in this pose, I want you to go there and to experience it. How does it feel to stay with all, you having it all, you being it all, you are all, you're doing it all already? You already done this. I'm here to remind you, you know this. It's a very ancient energy vibration that goes through all of us and awakens us. So from this point of the pause, there's only one step, and it's gonna push you. Even if you hold it, even if you become unconscious in this holding your breath, it's gonna be pushed for you to release it, to let it go. So this is how we keep the balance of this creation. What rises, it comes down. What comes down, it always rises. This is the ancient cycle. And in this physical reality, this is inevitable. We cannot escape this most ancient presence of the split. And the split is done out of love. The split is done, creation wanted to experience itself only for one reason, of many, much more reasons. Yet it's out of love, out of joy, out of, you can even see it, out of boredom. So next time when you see other people, see your face in everybody you see and catch yourself. How do you judge what you think, and play with this, have fun. Breath in, we come into this world. The pause, it's what's happening between. And then breath out. We start the next cycle, the next expansion, the next manifestation. And this is just a little reminder for times of uncertainty, challenges, changes, to hold this to sight in your hands. It's like One side of you thinks like that, another side of you. You have experienced this, I bet, that we've been holding to opposites, to paradoxes. And actually the fight it's within us. We are fighting within us. And when we start to collect ourselves, bring the light and the darkness together, this is the amalgam. This is where we stay as the visible and the invisible. One side of us stayed in the invisible, deeply rooted in creation, and another part, it's in this physical world. Can we walk this cross? I call it the cross, the integrity of your soul. Can you walk this cross in your own integrity and be in the same time in both worlds? Can you hold the space between wrong and right? Can you hold the space between me and others? Can you hold the space in these complete differences and acknowledge them both, still acknowledge them both, and bring them together in the oneness? And this is the real, true healing. It's to heal this inner split. For 36 years, this was the last wave of consciousness, and it's been coming and it's flooding us. It's a wave of energy that is swiping us all. And there's no one person on this planet that is not affected, because it's the collective pulse to the next expansion. And everything that we consider difficult, challenging, it's only there to unwrap us, to pop us open, to take us to the limits of our confinement, of our concept, of our ideas, so we can go to the next level. There's many cliches here as words, but they're so powerful right now that just before gets very, very, just before the light, it gets very dark. And you've heard this, and this time, it's dark. You cannot see anything yet. As we close our eyes and we go in the invisible, the background. I call these backgrounds. What background are you right now? What is the supporting element? Just giving you an example. I'm in the water element. This is my priority. They ask us, many people have asked, where are you from? What is your background? Many will ask you. Yet, it's not so much geographically, but geometrically. The geometry, it's actually the invisible part. The geography is the visible part. The spiral is one of the sacred geometry. And the geometry of your thinking, it's gonna tune you into your own personal integrity. So my geometry, it's in the water. I've been painting so much water. If you are finding yourself in the background of the water, start swimming. So the gap, it's inner. Everything that we perceive outside of us, it starts from within us. So whatever you look out, go in, melt it, bridge it, fuse it together. This is the masculine and the feminine are fusing. everything the world has been fusing forever. The last 30 years, we've been melting cultures, melting different, bridging different opinion, that we come together and we create something more sacred, more sustainable, more empowering. We are, as we come from different background, when we collect ourselves in, I call it in the center of your own spiral, in the center of your own heart, where we bridge these differences. People that we look up and people that we look down, they are only our parts. And until the last person is not okay, none of us it's okay, because this only one of me, one of you. It's like this movie, the Matrix movie. It what the essence, the many points, powerful points. One of the essence that I got the one, it's everyone, it's the one. There's not one chosen person. And this is the illusion of separation. And there's no outside power. There's only power from within. We got corrupted within. And then we projected it outside. The quarantine, it's to stop this madness, to hold us in the furnace, under fire, so we can start to transmute our own differences within, our inner inner fight, our own disagreements with ourselves. How much do you accept yourself? How much of you do you accept? Which part of you have been denied, suppressed, oppressed, judged? I have done it. We all have done it. And another reminder, only starting to myself and then to other me, to other myself. And with this bringing together, we become in service to the whole. Who to trust? Who to trust in this craziness? Come to the center. Take a deep breath. Come to the center again and again and again. And from this point, from your own background of the who you are, who you truly are, from the ancient oracle of Telhi, know thyself, heal thyself, and then be in service. This is ancient, repeated. There's so many crumbs out there left from us to put our own puzzle. So this is little faster way to put your own life together. And if you're drawn, you can book the Da Vinci Spiral activations, promotions, what I do. Or start breathing, start collecting yourself. With ever spiraling love.